Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Bill. Bill, what we're talking about today is new construction, but we're going to be talking about is, will new construction actually save you money or cost you money? Okay, and everybody keeps, saying, should I buy this new home in this new subdivision, or should I buy this other home, and not that subdivision, like a used home just in a regular neighborhood? And that's what we're going to be talking about. And some people come up to me, it's like, hey, you think I'll save money by buying this because everything is new? And the answer could be yes, but it also could be no. And that's what we're talking about today. Okay, you do a lot of new construction. Sales. I do a lot of inspections for new construction. Yep. So if anybody's ever looking for new construction, let us know. But here's some things, and let's agree or disagree. In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. It's very motivational, and it's greatly appreciated. All right, Bill. New construction, energy efficiency. New homes typically have better insulation, windows, and energy efficient appliance, reducing utility bills. True or false?
That's true. Even homes from 10 years ago, the new construction homes today are sometimes up to 30% more efficient.
Oh, wow.
It's huge. It's a big difference. There's builders now. I can't remember the name of the builder that's here locally, because I don't want to misquote it, but they're using insulated spray foam in the attics now.
Yeah, I see those a lot on higher end homes up in the attics and stuff and everything.
And this was on a more entry level home.
Wow, that's
on
impressive.
Their townhomes.
Because, not for nothing, but builders, there's some really good builders. Me and Bill went into some buildings, brand new homes, and they're junk.
Yeah,
and they were asking for a premium dollar. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And some of that's I think the project manager for that phase too.
Yeah, they just get
really
sloppy.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about it's not the company as a whole, because I go into different phases and I go into different communities with those same builders, and it's night and day difference.
But that's why I always recommend a pre-drywall inspection and then a final inspection, because we always find things. But instead of going all the benefits of why it would save you money, we're going to go benefits and then a disadvantage. So here's a disadvantage why it may not save you money all the time. Higher purchase price. New homes typically cost more upfront than older homes, which can offset any savings over time. True or false?
They can offset savings?
Yeah,
over time?
because the new constructions are more expensive.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's a lot of money saving. It would have to be so overly priced compared to the houses, the resale houses. I just don't see that happening.
So that one you don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one.
All right, let's see if you agree with this one. Save money. On the save money side, lower maintenance costs. With newer materials, systems, maintenance, and repairs, costs are minimal for the first few years.
Yeah, of course. So a lot of times you'll have the builder will have a warranty on the new home for a certain amount of years on each specific item, like an air handler, things like that could be up to 5 years. Very specific to the builder, and it'll be in your contract when you're negotiating those things. So just make sure you when you're looking, take that all into consideration where you're buying, and make sure you understand what your warranties are. Okay,
so here's to go to the negative side. Okay, closing costs. New construction homes often have higher closing costs, including fees for permits, land preparation, and other builder expenses.
That's true. Because you're basically, it's the first time it's ever being sold, and they generally do have slightly higher. It's not astronomical. So when it's like saying, we had one sale last year and then we went up 300% because we had 3 sales this year. It's a little bit more expensive, but that is true. You generally pay a little bit more to close on a new construction home.
That's good to know. I didn't even know that. Okay. Less risk for immediate repairs. New homes come with warranties, meaning for any repairs needed within the first few years. You just talked about that.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go to another one that's a pro. Updated technologies. New homes often feature smart technologies like thermostat, lighting, security system to improve energy usage and reduce waste.
That's true. A lot of the houses now, obviously everything for the most part is LED, but in the home itself, everything is more energy efficient. The appliances are energy efficient. The lights are LEDs. They're just not using the same amount of electricity.
Okay, this one I'm going to comment on. Better construction standards. Modern home codes require higher standards for things like fire, safety, plumbing, wiring to reduce fire risk and cost of issues. Okay, I agree on the wiring, and safety issues and plumbing. But the overall build of a house, here's my 2 cents. I just inspected a home from like 1890. It was like 10,000 square feet. This house, you have to see how it was built. It was like unbelievable. The thickness of the wood, the nails, just that house is going to be there for another 200 years.
Right.
Okay. And then the houses from the 40s, 50s, including some area houses. I'm talking about the frame of the house.
Yeah.
They're built pretty good. They started getting cheaper, I think, in the late 70s,
early
80s,
Yeah.
and 90s. I think those are throwaway houses, and now I think they're getting a little bit better. But in Florida, I would definitely just buy a block home, unless you're up at stilts and stuff. But what do you think?
It's a catch-22, I think. I think the older house, there's a reason those houses are called historical houses, and they just don't go away because they've been built a certain way. We could get down a rabbit hole with that. But new construction sometimes gets over-engineered, in my opinion, meaning to be able to move the studs a little bit further apart, they've engineered lumber now, engineered I-beams, for the second floors and such, so that they can save so many dollars per house, which equates to millions upon millions of dollars of profit. And that can be an issue when it comes to things like hurricanes and fires. But on the other side of that coin, the houses have tie-down straps, hurricane straps, the roof is put in all to new codes. So those are all important things.
Yeah.
And you did a video on why you wouldn't purchase a home before, what was your
March 1st, 2002 permit. So I would not buy any home that was permitted before March 1st, 2002. And here's the thing, you're going to see a lot of permits right before that because what the codes changed then. And a lot of builders heard about the new rule coming in, so they ran out and these empty lots, and they just pulled a bunch of permits so they didn't have to meet those codes.
Right.
So there's tons of them out there. So it's just look at the building permit date of when the builder pulled for that one. Like this house was built in 2004. One of the reasons I bought it was because it was after that date, and that's one of the first things I checked. Okay, unlike older homes, new builds typically doesn't need any immediate renovations. Like pretty much if you're building, especially a custom home, you can build it the way you want it.
Correct.
Okay, so that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Lower homeowners insurance. Newer homes generally safer and less likely to damage, which reduce insurance premiums. I think that's true.
That's true.
Okay.
We're not talking significant here. So when people get sticker shock with insurance and, that's something that changes $20 a month, because don't think it's going to be thousands. People think in thousands sometimes when you go into the houses. But insurance, just remember, it's all very dependent on you as a person, to be honest, and then the house itself is what rates are going to be.
And stay till the end. I'm going to give you my opinion if I would buy a new construction home, and it really depends on the circumstances, and I'll explain it at the end. No outdated system. New homes don't have electrical, plumbing, HVAC systems that need expensive upgrades.
Right, your big ticket items, they're good for 20 years, and you're not going to have to really deal with it.
Warranty protection. We already talked about most new builds come with warranties. More efficient use of space. Many new homes are designed with modern layouts that maximizes space usage, increasing function and value. Listen, it's true and not true. I've been in a lot of builds that I'm like, what's this space? Even in my house, I have this area.
The front room.
That has like a little, it's supposed to be like a little library and couch. I don't think I've sat in there for 5 years or go in there and hang out. I think just my cats hang out there.
But new construction is they're trying to, depending on the builder you go to, but that's where you kind of got to decide what you like, and you have these choices with builders. They're making things feel more open. They've got transom lights, like I've pointed out in a couple of our other videos that we've done, that let in a lot of natural light. So they're a little bit taller. The ceilings are taller, lighter, brighter.
There's some builders. Okay, a lot of these builders, you have to understand, these builders, different brands, and I won't name them, but they hire subcontractors. Some of them are subcontractors are better. It's not like the builder's going in there and building the house. They have subcontractors doing the sheetrock, one doing the roof, one doing the HVAC, one doing this.
Right. In general, they're not employees of
No, they're
corporation.
they're subcontractors.
Yeah, they hire
they're like GCs.
Yeah, the general contractor and project managers are employees, not the people building the house.
So that's why it's so important to get an inspection, beforehand. But at the same time, some builders, they put their name behind it, behind these houses. There are good ones and there are bad ones. Don't think they're all equal. Don't just think because, this house is new, it's good. That's a false statement. You'll be shocked at some of the stuff that I've seen. All right. Tax incentive. Depending on the location of the home, there may be incentives for energy efficient appliances and systems for new builds. Yeah, like it's called the blower door test. A lot of builders will actually hire a third-party company to show the efficiency of the house.
Right.
So people get confused. Some houses we go in and it's like 2,200 square feet, 2,300 square feet, and they have a 2-ton air conditioner.
Right.
And they're like, a 2-ton air conditioner in a 2,300 square foot house? It is so energy efficient.
You don't need anything bigger.
You don't need anything bigger, and a 3-ton would overpower it.
Right, because it wouldn't run long enough to pull the humidity out of the house, and your house would be wet and it would cause other issues.
So here's to round up a few things. Cheaper utilities over time, true.
True.
Longer lifespan of components, yeah, okay.
The big major components, true.
Yeah, but they said that in the 80s too, and they had polybutane plumbing, and then they started leaking all over the place.
That didn't work out so hot.
That didn't work out so hot. Longer lifespan of components, I don't believe that one. Builders are given discounts.
That's true, but it's going to depend.
Yeah, and the location.
I mean, just like anything, it's,
Safer living environment. New homes tend to have fewer issues like lead paint or asbestos, which can be costly to remove. It's true, but you're talking about older homes.
Yeah, you're talking, pre-72.
More efficient landscaping, yeah, because the lots are so smaller that you don't have any landscaping.
In some communities, yes.
Lower property taxes, that's not true.
I don't see how that could be feasible. Because your property taxes are based off the taxable value of the home. It has nothing to do whether it's new construction or an old construction home.
Less frequent pest control. New homes tend fewer problems with pests. Well, of course, you don't have termites or anything, but that's short term.
Yeah.
Increased property value. Answer this way: as homes often come to with modern high demand, they retain increased value of home. They increase the value. True or false?
I'm reading what you said. So increased property value. Yeah, of course. So the earlier you get in on a new construction build area, the more equity potential you have in the home, because obviously as they sell out, there's going to be, supply and demand, and your property is going to go up from there because it's a brand new home. The neighborhood will eventually reach its own natural peak.
Yeah. Property taxes can increase, because when you're first going in there, they don't. It's not the proper assessment. The following year will be the proper assessment on new construction. So your property taxes will increase.
But everybody's property taxes increase.
Yeah. So, but on a
That's
brand new
across
build,
the board.
Location can be expensive. New construction homes often built with new development of areas that may have higher costs of living or HOA fees. So basically, when they're building it, there's like, okay, the HOA fee is going to be, say, $200. But then when everything's said and done, and everybody's built, and the parks are built, and the pools, like, you know what? I know we said $200, but it's really $1,000.
It usually doesn't go up like that.
Okay.
But that's because that's a little bit of a stretch. There are some rules against some things. But what you do need to know is that HOA typically, once the builder is moved out, right? So the builder comes in, they maintain the HOA, they run the HOA. Once you get enough or enough people into the community and they're getting ready to close out the community, they slowly start to trickle in board members and a management company, and then it's finally the builder pulls completely out and they turn the property over, or the community over, to the property owners. And then it's up to you to manage it from there. So that's usually when you see that increase, because of the management company itself, and then you're responsible for taking care of all that lawn and stuff. So hopefully as the transition comes along, you have a pretty good handle on the future there.
Quality may vary. Not all our homes are built to the highest quality materials. True. Lack of character, 100% true. Many new homes have many more generic designs, which may not suit your preferences. Yeah, I go into these subdivisions, I'm like, like there's 5 colors and every other house is that different color. There's no characters, and like every other house is exactly the same. Like,
Yeah, and landscaping, the landscaping that's in is immature. It's not grown yet, so it doesn't have that feel, the warm, cozy feel yet.
yeah, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I can go in I've been in so many new construction homes that I already know that where the air handlers are going to be. I already know where the electrical panels are going to be. It's just so.
You hate new construction.
I do it, but the whole
Not
thing
inspected, I mean buying. Like, you just are not a fan of new construction.
I'm not a fan of new construction. Stay till I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I know why.
Okay. So builders will give you an upcharge. If you say, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you just make this room door here and move it there? They're going to charge you a premium.
Oh, of course. But you can't do it afterwards.
Yeah.
So look, when you're going in, I advise my customers, when you're going in and you're looking at the house and they've got, for instance, tile in the kitchen and then they have carpet in the living room. And you're like, well, I kind of want to eventually add tile in the living room. Of course, that's an upgrade, right? Well, you're not going to be able to match the tile. And the builder knows that. Mm-hmm. So unless you want to put wood in over there or laminate flooring and maybe have two different tones, but if you want that nice consistent look, and this goes for wood too, nice consistent look, then you pay for the upgrade, because those are the things I say, spend your money on upgrades on things that you can't do later and where they'll look good. Because you don't want to rip new cabinets out to put other cabinets in. It just doesn't make sense.
That's true. All right, let's do a rapid fire. Landscaping cost. Even though they have some landscaping, you're going to be spending more money on landscaping to put your touch on it. Homeowners association fees, we already talked about.
Yep.
It. That's going to go up. Less negotiation, flexibility. Stop me under anyone you want. That's true?
Yeah, that's true. So you're not going to get people think that they can go in and negotiate with the builder. You're not really going to go and negotiate with the builders. They may have incentives that day, but their prices are their prices, and they're not going to undercut the prices that they just sold.
Yeah, incentives like, oh, we're not going to decrease the price, but we'll give you granite, or we'll give you bullnose.
They may give you an optional upgrade for free, but they're not going to change the price of the house.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Inflated builder prices. Builders might increase the price of homes during construction, leading to a higher final cost. Is that true?
I've never heard that.
I haven't heard that one either.
Yeah, never heard that or seen that.
Initial depreciation. Once a new home is lived in, it can depreciate in a value faster than a well-maintained older home. Is that true or false?
I think that's 100% false.
Okay. Long-term utilities. Some new homes still have high utility costs depending on their design, which is, I don't think it's true.
No.
Outdated early designs. Well, that's not true. Well, the builders,
Some newly built homes might incorporate features and designs that quickly become outdated.
You think those designs are going to be like, oh, this is an 80s home, when you walk in, it's like, oh, this is
but I mean, that goes, you can tell what house was designed in the 70s with the little sunken living rooms.
Yeah, two steps down. I hate those. I always kill myself on those.
Poof, fall over the edge. The 60s, 70s styles houses, and then the 80s were, very compartmentalized living. Because I think trends will swing, but that's always been, and that's nothing new. Yeah.
Inconvenience during construction. If you move into a brand new build, you might have building going around you for the next year or two.
That's true. So you got to be prepared for that, because the roads are going to be dirty. It's going to be noisy.
And be prepared for flat tires. I mean, I can't tell you how many flat tires I get going through these construction sites.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money on tires.
Yeah. No established communities. New homes often undeveloped. That's one of my big reasons why I would not move.
But generally, that's why you're saving money.
Yeah.
And then think about it. So everybody understands what you're saying. You, at this time in your life, that doesn't make sense, right? Because you don't want to wait 20 years for the community to develop to what Trinity is today.
Right. I don't want that.
If you look at my house that I bought 20 years ago, just across the way from you, this wasn't here.
No.
None of this was here. Your house wasn't here.
No.
They were probably building it. And we barely had a Publix.
Right.
But I got a really good deal.
Right. But right now, I think at your age, like you're saying,
I definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because I won't be around long enough to reap the rewards.
And you probably would keep that house if you had it right now. These days, like, okay, everything's right here, right now.
I don't need to do anything new.
Yeah, you don't need to.
So it's very specific to your current needs. And if you're trying to save a little bit of money and then gain some equity in your house so that you have, look at the people that are buying houses in this other article that we talked about, and just this trend. They're in their 50s and they're buying with cash because they bought a house They waited they drove an extra 10 minutes to get to Publix or the grocery store or whatever,
it's
right?
a young family, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, like even now, we just got a movie theater in Trinity.
Yeah.
They've been talking about that for 15 years.
Yeah, where is that?
Well, it's supposed to be over there. They still haven't even finished it yet, but this is what I'm talking about. They just said that now it's actually going to get done.
Oh yeah, I heard it's going to get done. I didn't know it was done or whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over behind the plaza.
Yeah.
But otherwise we have to drive to Citrus Park, which is 10, 15 minutes away. But those are the things that you just got to deal with. But everything else is very close here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't when I lived here.
But that's the big reason. First of all, I would not move into a new construction area, and people ask me that all the time. Is because if it was a zero lot line construction of homes next to each other, I couldn't do it.
He hates that. So
I hate that. I hate gates. I hate when landscaping. Like, I want to know what this subdivision is going to look like 20 years from now, and not for nothing. I know some people that bought 4,000 to 5,000 square foot homes in new subdivisions, brand new, and the houses have zero lot lines. And now that they built all the houses, everybody moved in. All you see is cars on top of each other. Like, people are parking their cars, 3 in the driveway and 1 sideways, because you can't park on the streets because the streets aren't that narrow. They're narrow.
Right, and they have restrictions on that. That's why it's important to really understand what you're getting when you're purchasing the house, and really, that's where, having an experienced agent with you. I know that the build center, but they represent the builder.
Yeah, they want to sell you a home.
They're not going to point out any of this stuff. They're just not. And you need to go and look at other phases and just see how things are, and look at the other communities around, and then you can see that if there's a trend of, where the cars are parked, come at different times of the day.
Yeah, and no matter where you are in the country, if you're going to get an inspector, ask the inspector, do you do new construction? Yes or no? Not everybody does new construction.
Right.
If you're hiring a realtor, say, do you do new construction sales? Because there's a lot more that goes into it, and I can tell you that probably a third of people that bought new construction regret it for one reason or another. Literally, I'm talking about my clients, that they regret buying that home for one reason or another. And I know some of them that bought it and have already sold it and got out of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things that you really, there's a community across the street from you that's new construction, and if you have a pickup truck, you can't park.
Yeah.
Because just a standard size pickup truck, the driveway isn't long enough. I mean, it's just barely long enough to let you in. I don't think my truck would fit, and I have a standard size pickup now.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't fit.
Yeah. And Bill's working on this list, things to consider when buying a new construction. So just, message us and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, so we'll put the contact information link for our contact information in the pinned comment and in the description.
Yeah, so this way you could reach out and we'll send you the list once he's done with it. Because everybody keeps asking us, and I told Bill, it's like, listen, why don't you just make a list of everything that you should consider, you know, or just call him. But anyways, that's today's video. I greatly appreciate it. Like always, consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. Thank you, and have a great day.
See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.